First impressions and reactions aren't exactly that far off, but they are not the same thing either. This is going to be a first impression for Darkwood My Betrothed. The name of this song is Black Fog and Poisoned Wind. Our first impression for this episode it comes from a band called Darkwood My Betrothed. Now, the reason this one piqued my interest is because Darkwood My Betrothed, one of the members of this band, also is in Nightwish. This is a black metal side project for somebody in Nightwish, which seemed like a strange combination, so I clicked and was not disappointed. So, my exposure to the subgenre of black metal, generally speaking, as somebody who has played in plenty of metal bands, with plenty of metal bands, and it has been a fan of metal since I could remember, I didn't really dive too far into black metal, just because by and large it is a subgenre that is made up of very poor production value. Me being a producer, it doesn't sit well in my ears a lot of the time. I'm too critical of the art that I digest, so when it's something that I can do and I wholeheartedly believe I can do it better, I can't really get into it very well. So there are exceptions to this rule. Bands that stand out in the blackened, black metal, whatever, sub-genre of metal generally are bands like Cradle of Filth, Behemoth, and the like. This will tell you how often I listen to the black metal. I have a band in mind, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, that I honestly think is the standout above the rest, and the name is escaping me, so it is what it is. But the name of the track is Black Fog and Poisoned Wind, is right up there with the good production stuff that you're gonna get in black metal. Honestly, this is probably some of the best black metal audio production that I have heard in quite some time. That being said, there is a bit of rock bass syndrome going on here. This is a performance issue, not a production issue, because you can hear all of the instruments very well. This producer, I did not look up who the producer is, but the producer on this track knows what he's doing with aggressive music, knows how to carve out those niches for each instrument. You can hear in certain points, and this is honestly a difficult thing to do with aggressive music, but there's obvious sections where you can hear the two different guitars even, not just guitar, bass. You can hear guitar, guitar, bass, and that is impressive when it is such a cacophonous kind of sound, which black metal generally tends to be. So very impressed producer side. Performance side, black metal is not exactly a subgenre of music that lends itself to a lot of bass experimentation, generally speaking. There's probably some black metal band out there that I don't know about that has only bass players on the strings, and I've never heard of them, so therefore I can't make such a delineation. But by and large, black metal doesn't lend itself to lots of bass experimentation, and this is no exception. Bass player's doing solid on the root. That's all he really is expected to do in this genre, so have at it, I guess. But either way, this track is super impressive. If you are even kind of into heavy music, if you are into black metal, or you want to try to get into it for whatever reason, or you're curious as to what good, quote unquote, good black metal sounds like to somebody who has produced music for a living, then you should definitely check out this track. This was a first impression, not technically a reaction, but kind of. Also a little bit of review thrown in there, just because that is the way my brain works. So if you liked what you saw here, there is a thumbs up, there is a subscribe button, there is a main channel, youtube.com/generally nerdy. Go check it out. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.